Sorry, part 3. Spirit said, even if you just get the tail end, just play it.
They're mutated. They're like mutated. I don't know what they got going on. Whatever they dealing with, it's so foul and rancid. Yeah, it's so foul and rancid. Three of Pentacles in a reverse and the Three of Cups in a reverse. Man, I tell you, they do some of the craziest lustful things that they say is pleasure. It is the craziest thing ever.
And I get these downloads of
Three of
these
Pentacles in the reverse
crazy
is like
activities.
illegitimate third party
Like,
situation.
for example, one of these F niggers is into transgender men. So breast on top, penis at the bottom. Yeah. Now, I was having those downloads and understanding already, but on one of our nights when we were chilling, he disclosed through the serum of truth, because I be like Wonder Woman. I be like a walking lie detector, but I be like Wonder Woman too, where when you're in the company of me, you just feel like you want to talk truth, because I'm a truth speaker anyway, so I make space for the truth all day long. So this person has disclosed that they're into certain things, and that it's not for me to judge them, because I understand the mission and I want that to be absolutely clear. Any person that is going on with things, they are on their spiritual journey, they are on their spiritual path, whether they're being led by one force or another. That's not nobody's fucking business. You understand? That's their business. That's not my concern. None of what they've done to me is my concern. My concern is just to focus on my mission and make sure that I succeed in my mission. It's not about what they've got going on. But at the same time, it is about having compassion and overstanding and understanding. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, it's weird. So when she's talking about certain weird things,
Cheating on each other.
I'm
It's a
talking weird
Jezebel
things.
spirit, and they
There's
want to create
definitely a
children.
Jezebel
Okay,
spirit.
so this person's coming in now. Everybody's got something to say. Don't nobody got nothing to say to these damn people. Look, Knight of Swords. That's air. That's conversation. That's Gemini, communication. Libra, balance. Aquarian energy. Nobody wants to listen to them. Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Why they got something to say?
Because they've chatted so much bullshit. They've chatted so much bullshit already, and now the tables have turned. So it's like the emperor has no clothes on. It's like these people that were floating about in your energy, all of that is being called back. So these motherfuckers are naked now. They're naked, energetically speaking. They no longer have the golden protection. They no longer have access to the golden energy. They're broke. They're bankrupt spiritually, because energy is the new currency. And that's what a lot of people don't know. Energy is the new currency, blood. It don't matter how much money you think you're going to make. It's not about that. Money is currency. Money is an energy. Money flows. That's why we talk about money like it runs. It just flows. Yeah. That is the reality of money. But you have to have the right energy. Whereas before, these niggas were manipulating the energy, and that's why they were getting all the golden stuff, because they were stealing our shit. Rude.
They're bound to something in like a desolate, dry ass void. Like, where are
Right.
y'all?
So when she's like they're bound to something, when I got spiritually attacked in November in my house, they sent some weird fucking entity to me, like the boogeyman. And I dealt with the boogeyman, and the boogeyman went back. That's what they're dealing with now. Like, they recognize now, because I feel this energetically. I feel like, from my perspective, nothing to do with tarot or anything like that. Where I feel like it is that there's certain people that are aware of what's going on, and there's certain people that haven't come to the understanding that their spirit is in court or has already been judged in spiritual court. But they're not in their right mind, because they've given so much of themselves to their thoughts, these negative feelings, these negative beliefs, these demonic principalities that have been whispering them and fueling their emotions around jealousy and envy, because they've allowed themselves to submit to these dark, dense energies. It's like their light for compassion, because everything about the Almighty is love in it. We know that love is the highest frequency, it's the highest vibration. And when one's body is vibrating at such a low frequency, one can't even experience love. Most of these people act the way they act because they don't love themselves. They haven't experienced unconditional love for self. In fact, what they experience is unconditional hate for self. So they deal with you according to how they feel. They deal with you at their capacity. And that's why the Almighty says, forgive them because they know not what they do. They're no longer in their body. Their body has been taken over by lower frequency entities that are a match frequency for their wave length energetically. So therefore, they're allowed to tap in and out of them. They're getting Mr. Smith. But instead of just getting Mr. Smith and then Mr. Smith exiting, Mr. Smith has made house in them. Mr. Smith has now got them by the balls and Mr. Smith is running things. So why it looks like these people are mad, look at this stuff, these crazy things that they're still going on with. What? They can't stop. They haven't got the message. Nah, bab. It's not that they haven't got the message. They're going through an experience like Inside Out or whatever that movie is where consciously you get locked inside yourself. You can see what's going on and it's playing out in front of you, but you can't stop it. And I know that's the case because that's what happened to me in 2024. I was aware that there was certain shit going on, and I was aware that I was going on with certain shit, but I wasn't at the forefront of the conscious self that, or even the subconscious self that's making the decisions. I was trapped inside just observing what was going on. And in some respect, that's even more scarier. That's even more scarier than waking up and being in a situation, is being in the situation at the time and still not having any direct control over it. But that's how these entities work, mate. And that's what I'm saying. I've got testimony on it. But I also traveled to Africa to speak to these voodoo priests and priestesses about how they do what they do. You know what I mean? And them niggas be telling you what they do. Them niggas be telling you that they be conjuring up these lower level deities, if you like. You know what I mean? Like Orishas and them can be seen as lower level deities too, in a way, because when they're abused for their powers and they're abused in the ways like my man showed me, so he's always at the graveyard, he's always collecting shit, he's always leaving things, he's looking for the oldest of the oldest. I'm talking gravestones from like the 18th 17th century. He's walking around that way. In fact, he knows the graveyard, so he knows exactly where he's going, and he's bringing a whole birthday cake. Do you know what I mean? So I've seen these things that's the nigga in the UK, never mind Africa. In Africa, these guys killed a frog, got a frog and sacrificed the frog because the frog gives off a poison. They wanted to show me that they could still survive having had the poison from a frog, but in order to gain the poison from the frog had to die. I'm saying, I don't want the frog to die. Why are you killing the frog? Like, I don't care if you niggas survive or die. Why are you killing the frog? You get what I'm trying to say? But we're speaking two different languages. I'm English. I'm talking English to my driver. My driver is talking an African language to this guy here, and this guy is translating in another African language to the main voodoo guy. So between the 3-4 way conversation, communication's being lost, and the frog has lost its life. I do have a recording of the whole thing, so if you don't want to see the frog, you don't have to. But if you go back to the earlier videos, I've put that shit up there. But you can hear these people explaining how these voodoo practices work, how they send out dark forces to whisper in your ear and get you to go back to the same blood clot man that's abusing you. This is what they believe they're fucking doing. But this is what my experience has actually been. Imagine.
Clarify, don't sleep with a Jezebel, okay? Don't sleep with a Jezebel, male.
That's to you, divine masculines. These girls are coming in sexy. These guys are coming in sexy. My girl talks about it. She's like, yo, didn't Dracula come in sexy? Not only that, she talks about a werewolf vampire mix. One of these fuck niggas was what? A werewolf. The man was breaking up in his werewolf body on my bed. And he was going to the hospital because he recognized that his body was changing. He was getting chest pains. Loads of things was going on for him. I picked him up one time from the hospital. You know what I mean? So it's something that he was worried about. And my ancestors were telling me he's turning into a werewolf, and I was like, nah, differently. Am I safe in the bed in the house with this dude? And my ancestors were like, absolutely. But I seen this nigga change and transform. Like, not only is he werewolf, he's got a Avenger, like some pattern markings invisible tattoos all over his body.
They'll do anything to stay on
And I
top.
saw it without
Literally
ayahuasca
on
or
top, above
any
ground.
kind of
Because
plant-based
whatever I'm saying is
medication,
like
but I
so deep
was
down in
on
the soil, it's in the
hallucinogenic
nastiest parts of the earth.
medication. Was it
You got the
MDNA or
two of
something like that
swords,
at the time?
okay,
But
and the
Spirit was
moon's
telling me to
energy. So
take it
that
so that
moon
they could
magic,
show
or
me
whatever work they
wagwan,
put in
and
with the Nine of Pentacles,
I
they're trying
seen
to make somebody
wagwan.
pregnant, y'all. This is
Yeah.
pregnancy.
Anyway,
Somebody wants to have
check
sex under the full moon to get somebody pregnant.
she goes into a deeper thing than that, but there is these spiritual babies that are coming in. And in 2022, the Almighty downloaded to me about Adam coming in with a wand into the Garden of Eden to plant a seed. You understand me? A star seed. So of that information long years before is already known, because the downloads come in about the past, present and the future. And there's a lot of people having these spiritual babies. In 2023, I spent half of December in the hospital because my daughter was ill. Spirit just put us there as a safe place, but they also wanted me to connect with these COVID, as in babies that had been born during COVID, babies that had been conceived during COVID, to see that this was a new breed of alien entities. You know what I mean? And it was fucking scary, but at the same time it was magical and beautiful. And I got to spend a week on a children's ward surrounded by all of these different children from different walks of life, but sharing the same energetic frequency, which was alien. And listening to how the alien, like the first nights they landed in our little cubicle, because it's like a room of 4 beds, and it was just me and my daughter in there to begin with. And then in the night, it's like 3 new moms turned up on the same night, and all had 3 little individual babies with them. And I could just hear alien communication because our curtains were drawn, and I was freaking out in the bedroom, like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going, like, sensitively on a nerve level, I was on one. And Spirit started to break down what was happening. And then when I got to properly meet them in the morning, next level. Fucking next level. And the parents were just handing them over to me too, like they knew me. But the kids, I was putting these kids and babies to bed while the mums, it was just a crazy, crazy, beautiful, beautiful experience, But I'm gonna pause out this video because there's no need to go into point 4, but there's a few points that I've made. I wasn't quite sure if I'm going to post it, but I did say anything that I record, I will post, because it's necessary. And this mental health thing, it's necessary. This is some serious shit going on, because I'm talking on these recordings, but there's a lot that, there's certain things Spirit want me to disclose, and there's certain things that it's not time for that to be disclosed just yet. But in terms of the mental health, there's things being disclosed in it. But at the same time, I want you to understand that this is like a BBC panorama, where you go undercover into the actual institution to kind of see how they've been going on. Because my experience in mental health services was diabolical. Spiritually, it was, I grew, I ascended. But on a 3D level, it was diabolical. The mental health services need a check, blood, because I couldn't believe certain things that these professionals were going on with. And from a 3D level, that level, right the way to a spiritual level, there's certain things that need to be addressed, because spirituality, shamans and Buddhas and all them, we need those in our mental health services. That's what we need, because the people running the mental health services are actually the mad people, Illuminati, the ones that take oaths into these secret societies.